Good evening. Tonight, the United States and its Arab allies are keeping up the aerial assault on ISIS terrorists in Syria for a third night. The U.S. military reports 12 targets were hit in these latest attacks, 5 by U.S. aircraft, 7 by Arab planes. David Martin at the Pentagon is telling us that all but one of the targets were oil refineries, a major source of money that earns millions for ISIS. There were more U.S. airstrikes in Iraq as well. And at the United Nations today, President Obama asked the world to join the war. Chief White House correspondent Major Garrett was there.
There can be no reasoning, no negotiation with this brand of evil. The only language understood by killers like this is the language of force. So the United States of America will work with a broad coalition to dismantle this network of death.
2 days after launching an air campaign against ISIS targets in Syria, the president warned ISIS soldiers to leave the battlefield while they can.
Those who continue to fight for a hateful cause will find they are increasingly alone. For we will not succumb to threats, and we will demonstrate that the future belongs to those who build, not those who destroy.
5 Arab nations have joined the U.S. in airstrikes against Syria, yet Mr. Obama pressed them to do more. He scolded countries that have ignored or sometimes even facilitated extremist activities.
It is time for a new compact among civilized peoples of this world to eradicate war at its most fundamental source, and that is the corruption of young minds by violent ideology. That means cutting off the funding that fuels this hate. It's time to end the hypocrisy of those who accumulate wealth through the global economy and then siphon funds to those who teach children to tear it down.
The Treasury Department announced today it would block access to financing for 2 ISIS commanders and 6 other regional terrorists.
Will those in favor of the draft resolution please raise their hands?
And the UN Security Council unanimously approved a resolution requiring member nations to stop the flow of foreign fighters and funds to ISIS. Mr. Obama called for swift follow-through.
Promises on paper cannot keep us safe. Lofty rhetoric and good intentions will not stop a single terrorist attack. The words spoken here today must be matched and translated into action.
The president said the world is at a crossroads in its fight not only against ISIS, but all forms of violent Islamic extremism. And Scott, the president's top advisors admit the president was at a crossroads too, and he needed this speech to compensate, they say, for a summer of sometimes failing to project strong U.S. leadership.
Major, thanks very much.